Toya, and I am co-founders with Niqua for JourneyRight. I think JourneyRight popped out of our mouths in 2014. I was like scrolling through my Instagram, like, when did this begin? It's been going on for so long, and we're finally like starting to get to where we are supposed to be. And like you said, it's just in divine time. It's just that time. And our first podcast, we didn't get in a lot of time to really explain what Journey Right actually meant. So I just wanted to say a little bit to that tonight. Journey Right is just super simple. It's every one of us is on a journey and we want to try to do things as right as possible. So back in 2014, I think Shaniqua and I were both facing sending our daughters off to college. Kim, I think you had just launched one along the way somewhere, and another one coming right behind it. Like, we got these stair step kids going off to college, and I was like, man, it'd be so cool to keep parents and our college students united and connected through activities and functions and excursions and Facebook and social media, just giving them positivity while they were out and about in the world. And it just kind of evolved from there. I think our last piece of the puzzle is doing a retreat, which we were planning to do later this year, but COVID-19 was like, skirt, skirt. So we'll see if we can do that next year. And we're not sure. We didn't confirm if we were going to do it in Florida or Virginia yet, if we wanted to do like one in the first part of the year and one in the second part of the year. But we definitely wanted to get as many women involved in that. I don't know, like rejuvenation. So I actually had reached out and met Danny just in planning the retreat for Florida. And Danny, we were working on getting like the facility together, and everything is going to be at the park. And it was just like, everything just came to an end. So I'm so glad that you're meeting us on this level to talk to our friends, family, supporters, followers, family, all of that good stuff. And Kim, I've known like half my life. Kim and I, Danny, we worked in that corporate world together. We used to literally meditate in our office, like,
yes, y'all understand the mental grind.
Yes, like stranger things would happen, and it was amazing. So I'm just happy to have you guys on and happy to see Journey Right evolve into where it is now. That's cool. We have some people on here. While we're going, we have some folks that are going to be checking in the comments. So I just want to give a shout out to my cousin, Conquita Bolden. Hey, girl. Thank you for joining us. Woo, woo. Does anybody have a smoothie with them tonight?
Oh, I didn't know.
What did you bring? Some water? That's just.
I only have tea.
Yay!
The tea's good.
I have a smoothie.
Yeah, your drink looks very pretty, Toy.
It don't taste good. I done told them before we hit the live button. I told them that my smoothie is awful.
Let me see.
I'm gonna try to sip on it while we having this conversation, but don't mind me if I'm over here making faces. It's a mess.
So crazy.
Yeah, if there was a book, The Art of Smoothies, I would probably buy it.
Yeah, I need to buy that. Hey, Crystal. Yeah, I'm gonna actually make notes. I have a little notebook, so I'll make notes. What is it again?
No, I said someone should write.
Oh, someone should write it. You'll write that down. Yeah, because it's a struggle, man. You don't know like the percentages. I think I put too much or something because it's as strong as like Tanqueray.
Wow. You sure you didn't put alcohol in there?
It was the orange juice.
Oh, the orange juice, the acid. Orange juice.
Yes, it's
gotcha.
Okay, all right. Let's get down to it. So, Shaniqua, are you going to start off with our first question?
Yes. So, let's. This one is a yoga question. Okay. What is yoga? Can you kind of explain to some of our followers who may have seen it but don't really understand the concept and the some of the stress relievers they are for yoga, especially on the mental capacity?
Right. So yoga is such a vast topic. but I'll keep it as succinct and simple as possible.
Okay.
So the original purpose of yoga is basically science of the mind. It was originally developed to help you to develop your mindset. Um, Way back when, thousands of years ago, the practice of yoga was primarily involved with deep meditation and breathing. It was over its own journey through the thousands of years that physical postures and the philosophy, the lifestyle developed. But originally, yoga was all about helping you to quiet your mind, helping you to connect with the inner presence. And that is why it's so helpful with anxiety and with depression and with post traumatic PTSD, right? It's
Right.
because when people are joining these yoga classes or they're going or doing at home practice and they're getting usually to the end of class, which is where usually the meditation piece is, they're connecting to the breath. And when you connect to your breath, that calms your nervous system, which then calms your body, which then helps to calm the thoughts and the anxiety. It's all a mind body connection.
Gotcha.
So I would just say for anyone that's interested in yoga, there are many facets of it. So you can come in and do the physical postures, which I think is what most people kind of think of when you say yoga.
Right.
Like you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
in a class doing lots of up and down. That's one aspect. But then the other is what I focus on, which is the mindfulness, meditation, breath work part of it.
Gotcha.
Which is what,
Perfect.
Toya and Kim mentioned that saved them
Yes.
during their
Yes.
corporate careers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Most definitely. I mean, yes, you have to calm yourself in that professional environment. Most definitely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Uh,
All right, so I'm gonna continue with the second question for yoga.
okay.
All
Bring them
right,
on.
absolutely. Okay, so this is kind of weird, but okay. So why do you do yoga on a yoga mat?
No, it's not weird at all. So
Okay.
I always like to kind of go back to how yoga originally started. So thousands of years ago, when it first started, again, the focus was meditation. So just sitting, on the ground or outside or wherever you found yourself, you would just sit and you would go into meditation. As the years progressed and physical postures or asana became a part of the practice, the more complex postures, they found that they needed support or cushion or help with the balancing of the postures. And so then came in, it was actually a cloth rug is what they used over in India and different areas over the thousands of years, right? It was a rug. It was just something to help give you support and balance, help you to maintain your posture and mostly your balance. And then once it came over to America, we have our
Mhm.
ways, right?
We add our little twist
Yes.
to things.
We
What did we do?
added
How
our
did we
twist.
remix it?
We remixed it.
How did
We
they take
remixed
over?
it heavily. And this happened, I think, around in the 60s or 70s.
Okay.
Some wonderful yogi decided that it would be even more helpful to use what you now see, which is the yoga mat. Primarily, again, it's just for support, for cushion, for balancing, to really help you to be as dynamic as possible in your postures. And now that we're jumping to 2020, 2019, people are using the yoga mat more so for a spiritual purpose, for a sacred
Mm-hmm.
space. When I first bought my daughter her yoga mat, she's 4, we had a whole ceremony. I gave her the mat, we blessed it, we put our oils on it, and that is her safe space, her joyful space. So when she does yoga, she taps into that quality. When I'm doing yoga, I'm joyful, I'm at peace. So many reasons. Primary reason is for support and balance, but a lot of people are just using it, for meditation, just to sit down and quiet your mind, and just for like a sacred spot in your house. Like when you go there, that's your safe space.
Right.
Great question.
Thank you. I love that. That is
Yeah.
so awesome. Yeah, because I do some yoga, practices. So I'll just pull out my yoga mat if I'm doing like a quick at home workout, and I literally
Mhm.
feel like that's my space, like that
Mhm.
sacred, aspect of it. The spirituality is rising from the mat. Like it's just super energizing,
Yes.
and it really speaks to you. So that's super cool that you did the ritual with your daughter. So that's an idea
Mhm.
that we can try, or our
Most
people that's
definitely.
watching us can try at home. That'd be fun. One of our um, family members has a question. They want to know, will yoga help with lupus?
Absolutely. Um, I'm not an expert when it comes to lupus, but I do feel that there's an element of pain. Can someone help me? Is there
Yeah,
an element of pain involved with lupus?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, there are tons of scientific studies out there that has proven that continuous practice of yoga and or just meditation in and of itself helps with any type of autoimmune disorders, to
Okay.
help you to better manage your pain. So
Okay.
I issue disclaimer: it's not going to cure lupus or any
Right.
other autoimmune disorder, but it teaches you, it equips you with the mental capacity to better manage the pain or whatever your body may be experiencing.
Okay. Thank you
Right.
so
Absolutely.
much.
Mm-hmm.
That's very informative because I've never really Toya and I have talked about this, but I never really tried yoga. So no. So this I'm looking forward to starting that new journey and trying it
Yes,
out, incorporating that with my children, my daughters. That's a good way to connect.
Yeah,
Um, so yes.
that's exciting.
it is. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Many
Thank you so
studies
much.
about just the actual um, practice of yoga changes the structure and function of the brain. So there's so much to it. I could
And
spend 2 hours.
and that's interesting because they say that there's things to do to keep your mind motivated and exercise the brain. So they say like reading and learning something new and staying up on your skills that you currently have and things of that nature. So it's interesting to see how yoga is incorporated in that,
Yes.
which is why I can see why a lot of people have embraced that in their everyday because it does
Hmm.
help. I mean, if your mental's not right, nothing else is going to work.
Nothing is.
And I
Nothing
think
is.
people forget
Absolutely.
that.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think our people, our
Yeah.
our African American black strong women, we forget it. If our
Yes.
Yeah,
emotional wellness is not there, um, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
definitely.
Cool. Okay. So I'm going to ask the next question towards Kim.
Okay.
Get my
You
notebook.
ready,
I got
Kim?
my notebook.
I'm ready.
So Kim, this is why I feel like it's pretty simple, but I think a lot of people don't know what does it mean when they say clean eating? I want to eat clean. What does that
Mm.
exactly mean by clean
Okay,
eating?
you're right up my alley now.
Woohoo!
Yes. Speak into the
Let
mic.
it flow, girl. Let it flow.
So clean eating is when you just wash your food off and just eat. No, I'm just joking. No, clean eating is
Put some soap on there, get
I
the
know,
coronavirus off.
but
right?
it is just that simple though.
Yeah.
But clean eating is just eating. I like to describe it as eating food that's has one ingredient. Because if you eat a food that has one ingredient, then you're eating primarily from the earth. Because how many ingredients are in an apple? How many ingredients
Right.
are in a carrot? You know, but once you
Mhm.
start putting the food in a bag or in a box or like that, then it becomes more either man-made or processed and foods like that. So primarily, naturally we would want to eat from the ground to the mouth, but
Mhm.
who farms anymore? So
Right.
um, going to the grocery store, the cleaner foods would be the ones in the front of the store. As soon as you go in, they have it right in the front of the store. So if you go in the grocery store, it's either on the left or the right.
Yep.
Once you get out of that section and you start going to the inside parts of the store, that's where you're going to find all the unclean food. So if you stay towards the front and the perimeters, where you have, I don't eat meat, but the meats and the dairy, that would, I guess that would be clean ish.
Mm-hmm.
But the foods towards the foods in the middle of the store are definitely the ones that are dirty. The processed, the foods that have like the boxes that have like 25 ingredients, and you get towards the end and you don't know what you're reading. Yeah, that's more
Gotcha.
not clean.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Since we're on food and we're in the grocery store and we're trying our best to stay on that perimeter area and not go down them creepy aisles, I was just wondering, shopping healthy is expensive. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
it is.
Um,
No, it's
so can you give
not.
us, maybe it's just me, I don't know where to go. So can you give us some tips on how to shop healthier on a budget?
Okay, so I'm on a budget, and first of all, I guess you have to if you can, make the decision to want to eat better. Because if you had to decide between a can of spinach and frozen spinach, and then fresh spinach, the prices are not that different when you look at the price of it. Uh, of course, canned spinach is like, I don't even know. I don't know what canned food is anymore. Like 50 cents. I don't know, $1 for a
Something
can of
like that.
spinach.
Sounds about
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
like a
Um,
dollar, maybe like 125.
yeah, but in
Yeah.
a bag of spinach, which is about, depending on what kind, if it's organic or not, would be about $3. And when you look at it, you're like, oh my God, I could just pay $1 for this canned spinach, or I could buy this bag spinach that's $3. But the spinach in the can, the nutritional value of that spinach in the can is just, the food is just dead. It's just some green mush floating in some liquid in a can.
I'm
So when you think about
sorry.
when you think
I'm
when
gonna
you
throw
think
my
of
kids away.
when you think
Girl, I stopped buying kids a
Yes.
couple of
A
years
long time ago.
ago.
Yeah. Ugh.
I did too, and we all, I guess
Yeah.
everybody did at some point. You bought canned
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
food, but then you think about it, like you do something different. But you definitely
after
should have.
Netflix,
No, man, having canned food is good for, like, for
emergencies, Corona.
rations. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Coronas.
Because I was thinking, I was like, I don't have any kind of canned food. Like, I would just die with all this fresh food and vegetables. They'll perish. But the healthy food is not too much more expensive than buying, frozen. Frozen is not too far off of, buying fresh. So if you can't buy fresh, then frozen is like the next best, and that's not that expensive. Frozen food is not that expensive, and also buying in bulk.
Okay.
Like when you go to the grocery, like y'all have Whole Foods? Is that
Hmm.
like everywhere?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
Whole Foods. Hmm.
Like
Yes.
Whole Foods. Whole Foods is generally expensive anyway, but they just have a lot of good stuff. But when you buy in bulk, it's a lot less expensive than buying even from the inside parts of the store, like beans and rice and flour and popcorn. All that kind of stuff is like cheaper in bulk.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank
would
you.
you say Costco's like bulk and you buy fruits and vegetables, or like a farmer's market would be better to get if you could go to a farmer's market? Because I know that there are like some locals in the area that you can go to and get a lot of your produce.
Yeah. As far as price, I don't really go to Costco's.
Okay.
I know they have, like, you can buy like avocados. You can buy like 10 in a bag. Whereas if you go to a regular grocery store, you get like 3 in a bag.
Right.
But I don't know the price disparity between the two. But going to a farmer's market is like, if you can get to a farmer's market, that's like ideal, because it's like just from, like I said, from the ground to your mouth, because it's
Yeah.
not going through the whole process of being shipped through the driving in trucks and all that stuff. So
Right.
yeah, as far as quality, the farmer's market is the best.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
But I know right now it's just hard to go anywhere. So
Yep.
the best
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be the frozen, which I've been
Yep.
doing for a while, the
Yep.
frozen vegetables. I
Yep.
stopped with the can, a lot of can, because not only that, the sodium
Yep.
and a lot of these
Mhm.
products. And,
Yep.
I've had to start looking through, labels and making sure, because people don't realize sodium, that salt, that adds water and all of those
Yeah.
things,
Because
that
you have to
happen.
think that it has to take a lot of chemicals and preservatives to keep that stuff on the shelf. You can have a can of canned food for like years, and you can
Yeah.
still eat it, and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
like ugh.
I know.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's a little scary.
A little scary.
A
But
little
I would
scary.
eat it. But I would eat it if I was, in a situation where I needed
Hey,
to.
if we need it, we need it.
Okay.
Tim, you gotta get a can opener, man. I can see you with like, let me go get all these cans, and then we
Yeah.
stay at your house. Coronavirus, we can't. We on quarantine. You ain't got no can opener.
Oh wow. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, we have a question for you. One of our friends, Miss Crystal, she wanted to know if you could suggest how people can get more protein if they're not meat eaters.
Ooh, well, guess
Good
what? I'm not a
question.
meat eater.
Good.
So,
You can bust the
um,
myth with that one.
I people don't know. A lot of people do know and don't know, but most all vegetables have protein, and people think that they don't. They just have a different type of protein. So, leafy vegetables, beans, nuts, all of that has protein in it. I like to tell people
Lentils.
one of the two that I put together is beans and rice.
Mm,
Like rice and beans both have two different types of protein. I don't know if I'm saying this right or not, but when you put them together, they have the same type of protein as a meat has, but you have to eat them together. So you pair
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
the pair them together to make a certain kind of protein. But all vegetables have protein. Now you won't get as sometimes as much as if you ate a steak, but because it's a different type. But vegetables, fruits, not fruits. Fruits don't have protein. Oh, do fruits have protein? I'm sorry.
It's
But
okay.
nuts, nuts, and what else? I also take B12 as a vegan. I take B12 to substitute, for the meat, the protein that I don't get from the meat. So
Okay.
yeah, as long as you're eating a lot of vegetables, then you're getting enough protein.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. 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 Yeah, I
I
do
can
see like
just
some of the
add
cereal
something
bars.
to
They're.
that too,
Mhm.
because I'm also a non-meat eater. But in my reading and on my journey, I've also found, Kim, and I'm sure you would agree, that the proteins that your body takes in from your vegetables, it's easier for your body to assimilate that protein as
Oh,
well.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is
So,
one of the reasons why I became vegan. People always ask, "Why are
hmm
you vegan? Is it your religion? Is it your health reason? Do you for animals?" It's like a combination of all that. But in the beginning, it's because of the way my body could not. It just stopped being able to process meat properly, and I would just be sick and bloated all the time, and like just every time I ate fried chicken, I was just like, "Oh my god, my stomach hurt," which was
Oh,
probably a combination of the grease and the chicken, but
right.
still.
yeah.
And once
Yeah.
I stopped, it just completely went away. So
you're
yeah.
Oh,
crying and saying it's so good at the same
Yeah, I
time.
was eating. I
yeah.
knew I knew I was gonna be sick, but I ate it anyway.
Ah,
Wow. Yeah, that happens. Yes. We have another question, and this is a good question too that I had. What is your take on plant-based meats?
uh,
Mm.
for me, when I first started being a vegan, and I was trying to substitute, and I'll get the little patties and the chicken and the beef and all this, but they're all processed. It's like
mhm.
you're defeating the purpose because they have like a million ingredients, and they're just trying to be, a meat. So I try to limit those.
Okay.
I won't say that I don't eat them at all because
Hmm.
there's sometimes like I just want the texture. I just want to chew on. But yeah, but they're not good for you either. I personally don't think that they are.
Danny, do
Yeah.
you have some feedback there for the plant-based
Yeah,
meats?
I agree with Kim. I think that if you're interested in starting the journey to being a vegetarian or a vegan, I think that it's a part of the process to, substitute and try it out and see if you are about that life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to Kim's point, the deeper you get into the lifestyle, you'll come to your own realization that you're just better off without them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
I definitely agree. I'm not about that life yet. I'm real close. I'm real close. But
Me too.
Just pick
Me
a
too.
day, just one day.
one
Me too.
day.
I
No
mean,
meat
yeah.
Thursday.
If anything,
I
I'll get through maybe like 2 meals that are, plant based and then are just vegetarian, straight up vegetarian. Then at some point in the day, I go to Chick-fil-A or, do something crazy. But it's literally like I'm down to literally one meal, if not one meal, one meal a day. That's it. And I feel completely different. So I understand, what you guys mean by that. True facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
For
my thing is
sure.
I love seafood. I
Yeah.
love seafood. So it's very hard. It's like I'm trying seafood and macaroni and cheese. I don't know what it is, but I'm working on it. I'm
Yeah.
working on that, I mean, I don't do the beef or the pork. I do use turkey meat for the family because, it's harder to incorporate stuff with the family. So I'm slowly weaning them off. But, turkey meat, like with spaghetti and things of that nature. But the seafood is just something that I got to work on, like salmon. I love salmon. And I eat that a lot. Grilled salmon and a sweet potato. You know, so but it'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a journey.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
A lot of the yogis, especially over in India, they say that if you just have to eat meat, to the seafood is your next best bet.
The
So
Okay.
don't
pescatarian.
feel
Gotcha.
bad.
Okay.
Don't feel
Okay, cool. That's good to know. I'm almost
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. I have a question for Danny.
okay.
All right. So I'm trying to make our questions flow. All right. So good. What is the best yoga pose since we talking about bloating and, all these
Yes.
problems we get from all the foods and people driving us crazy? What's the best yoga pose to help with tummy relief?
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a good question. I would say the best one and also the easiest one is what we call knees to chest. So
Okay.
that's just laying supine or on your back. Your
Okay.
back is flush against either your mat or your carpet floor, wherever you are.
Okay.
And you're gonna basically just put your hands on your knees and bring your knees literally to your chest. So you're
Okay.
hugging your knees. And this does a couple of things. It helps with the gas, bloat, and also pain. It helps with just elimination from your digestive tract, and then it also gives a gentle massage to your internal organs. And so while you're doing the knees to chest posture, you want to slow your breathing.
Okay.
And really, I think that's the magic. But we'll say knees to chest is the magic for now.
Okay.
But slowing your breath, taking deep inhales and deep exhales, and just holding on for dear life to those knees.
Okay.
It's magic. You
Okay.
may hear a couple of sounds.
It's okay. Release it. Tell me release. Say reliefy release.
That's okay. That's what we want.
Yes. Get it out.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome. Thank
And
you.
for the advanced practitioners in the room, you can then take those knees and do a spinal twist. So you would take your knees to one side of your body and turn your head to the opposite side, and then
Okay.
do the reverse. That will
Okay.
also
How
help with
long
the
would you
pain.
recommend, someone practice that pose? If it's, end of the day, they just ate, put the kids down, and tummy is just tore up. So
10, 10 breaths.
10 breaths.
10 is the magic number.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my question for you, Danny, is I need something to relieve stress. Stress. Like, you know, you just, having a long day and a lot
Mm-hmm.
going on, and sometimes you can get tension
Mm-hmm.
headaches, different things, and you try to avoid, because I'm really am trying to avoid of taking a lot of medicine. I take a lot of, supplements and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you relieve some of that pressure
Mm-hmm.
in order to kind of get through the rest of the day?
My go-to, my two go-tos is simply connecting to your breath. It's the easiest and it's accessible for everyone.
Gotcha.
Whether you're in your office, you're in your car, you're mid conversation with someone that's really pulling those triggers, is to just literally in 16 seconds you can completely dissipate that stress
Gotcha.
by closing your eyes and taking a deep breath,
Gotcha.
inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth.
Oh, you're making
That's
me
my
want to
go.
do it. Like I just want to be
Yeah.
like,
I do. Let's do it. Let's do
all
it for
right.
Yes.
60
Okay,
seconds.
let's do it.
Everyone,
Let's
I'm
try
if
it.
ready.
you close your
Yeah.
eyes, if you're
Yes, let's
watching,
try.
it's so
Yes.
easy. That's why I love meditation. Close your eyes, and you're going to take a deep inhale through your nose. Two, three, four. Hold it. Two, three, four, and exhale. Open mouth. Open your mouth and exhale all the tension. One more. Inhale through the nose. Hold it and exhale through the mouth. Relax your shoulders and release the tension.
Melting
Ooh.
away. Just
And
just
Yes.
Just laying
Very
melting.
on the
relaxing.
pillow.
and you
Yeah.
hear that
How do
and
y'all
you say, "Oh, I'm
feel?
sorry, excuse me, I'm now relaxed." What were you saying?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yes.
And so the second go to really quick, if you're home and you're done with your day, you put the kids to bed. I like to do child's pose. And so what that yeah, that you if you have your mat or if you're just, even on the bed, all you're doing is you start with sitting on the back of your heels. You can picture that. And then you're going to take your forehead and put it down on the mat. So your chest is on the mat and your forehead is on the mat. And then your arms can either be behind you, next to your body, or in front of you, kind of in a surrender. And you just take 3 to 5 breaths there. And it is instantly relaxing. It's
Hmm.
amazing. It really is amazing.
Sometimes when
Um,
I'm working out, like doing just a quick 30-minute, quick workout, I'll do child's pose right up in the middle of the workout just to kind of regather.
yes.
Because I be
Yeah.
It
feeling like I
grounds
can't do this.
you
You're right.
and centers you.
Right. It's an
Yeah.
amazing position.
I love that. I and Nicola, like I said, the early part of my journey, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So the early part was like,
Okay.
okay, what can I do in these moments quickly to help me with my ruminating thoughts and my worry and my fear? And so I know all the poses, y'all.
Good. And that's good. That's what I think for
Oh,
me, it's
it's right
very
here,
good.
Niqua.
Sorry, I had you guys on mute. My headset. No, but that's one of the things that I like that I'm hearing that I want to try with yoga, because I never really I've done, like, some kickboxing,
Yeah.
dancing. I have taken some like salsa classes, which was really a really good workout. But nothing that really would help with the calming, because you can't do those things, when you're going through, working and you're stressed and you need a timeout. You can't go and start dancing. I mean, some people might, but might be a
Maybe.
little weird.
What you do? Stress relief.
So it's definitely some exercises that I'm going to try, and I'm definitely going to let you know how they go,
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
as I grow.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I know for me that I have been trying to work on is the energy that I project, and making sure that it's a positive energy, so I track that. I'm noticing that
You said it.
my demeanor and the way I carry myself is what is attracting, to me, and it's putting good people around me, which is a blessing. So yoga to me, as I'm learning with you guys, it goes hand in hand.
Yes,
Most
Yep.
ma'am.
definitely.
It does. It
Along
does.
with
Absolutely.
the clean eating.
Yep. All together
Yes,
makes the journey right.
Yeah, I
exactly.
love that. I love what y'all are about. I love it. Makes so much sense. So much sense. I'm sure we can all agree when you're developing your spiritual practice or your wellness journey. It's not just one thing that's going to get you there, right?
Right.
Right,
It's all of it. Kim, the
right,
Yeah.
clean eating, the
Yeah.
yoga, the kickboxing, all of those things.
right.
They
Absolutely.
play their part.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So,
perfect.
I don't have like this written. I'm sorry if I catch y'all off guard with this question, but it's super important to me. And since we just kind of rolled from this direction, I wanted to present this question to both of you guys. Right now, I'm like up here with anxiety. Like it is awful. Like it's bad. Um, just pulling myself together to get on the conversation tonight was, a little bit of a struggle. And a lot of people, when they meet me, they're like, "Oh, you're so bubbly and happy. You're fine. Ain't nothing wrong with you." But Terry, my man, so we had to go out today. We had to go to the store. Like we had to get myself together. So my thing is, I don't smoke. I don't really drink. I might have a shot of something every 3 to 6 months. Basically, what I'm talking to you two ladies are about is my coping mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? Yoga, meditation, and working out is a super huge coping mechanism for me. And Kim knows that. Like I said, I've known Kim half my life, and we used to practice back when I was like, what, 19, 20 years old, and it's still a part of our.
Mindfulness, the crux of mindfulness is to really help you manage real time with anxiety and fearful thoughts. Real time, and that's why I think that's why I've gravitated so much towards mindfulness. So, in a nutshell, what mindfulness teaches you is that it's okay. It's okay to feel the feelings, to think the thoughts. What it also teaches you is that when they come, take a pause and a breath and become aware of the thought and ask yourself, why am I thinking this thought? Who is thinking this thought? Because you are not your thoughts.
Ooh.
And remembering your true state, your true nature, right? I am a divine being. I am strong. I am positive. I am in control. And that goes into the second tip is what I do. When these thoughts come, when the anxiety comes, I immediately just stop what I'm doing. And I've recorded myself speaking probably 30 or 40 affirmations, and I just quickly put it in to what you're wanting to do is break the pattern. You're needing to break that thought pattern because that's all it is. It's a habit of thought. And so by listening to the affirmations or taking the breath or the pause, you're breaking it and you're interjecting an empowering thought or empowering affirmation, or the list can go on and on. But that's the quick two go-tos, to use mindfulness thought or to physically, manually put in some earphones and help yourself to break it. And for me, those anxious thoughts, especially now, they're coming rapidly.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's just, I don't know, the energy of the world. It's
Yeah.
heavy and dark, and you're turning on the news, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and it's just a lot coming at you.
Right.
So I have found that I'm needing to do it myself. So
Right.
I completely agree, and I feel your pain.
Ooh, I'm not turning
I
to
do.
anything else. I'm like, this got to help me. This got to do it.
And it does.
it,
It
it
does.
does. You're
It
right.
really does. It just takes you being aware and being open to it.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Let's see. We asked shopping on a budget. Kim, Tanika, did you ask the last question? Is it my turn?
So many good
But
questions.
I know we were
Mhm.
just flowing with the
I know. It's going in the